Some nights, we can't sleep, not because of noise outside, but because of the voices within. A phrase from the past echoes. An imagined moment from the future plays in our mind. A spiral of what if, I should have, maybe I, spins endlessly. We lie still, but the thoughts keep running like deep currents beneath what seems to be a calm lake. Overthinking is a silent storm. It makes no sound, but it quietly breaks things within us. Our rest, our confidence, our ability to hear our own heart. But is there a way out of this maze of the mind? For thousands of years, Buddhism has offered not just religion, but a map of the soul, guiding us gently back to the stillness that has always been there. In this video, we'll explore 6 Buddhist teachings, not to memorize them, but to feel them, like cool water when we are thirsty. You won't be taught how to stop thinking, but you will learn how to no longer be controlled by thought. We're not running away from the mind. We are learning how to stay with it gently, peacefully, mindfully. If you're tired of forcing yourself to keep going, if you're longing for one moment of quiet, sit down, take a slow breath, and just listen. We often think peace is something distant, that we'll find it once everything is fixed, once we've achieved something. But have you noticed most of what causes worry isn't in the present? It belongs to the past, a place we can't return to, or to the future, a place we've never arrived at. You may be sitting here, but your mind has wandered. One part lingers on what was said, another fears what may come, and between those two, you are no longer truly living. The Buddha said, "Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment." When heard with the heart, this becomes a gentle reminder. Now is where life is really happening. This moment is where you can breathe, smile, forgive, and begin again. A Zen master once said, "If you want peace, don't wait for the wind to stop. Learn to stand still in the wind, because if you wait for the past to be fixed, or for the future to become clear, you may be waiting your whole life." Peace isn't found in the destination. It's found in how you walk the path. Have you ever sat still, yet felt like your mind was a raging river, thoughts rushing in, one after another, from small concerns to nameless worries? You don't want to think, yet you can't stop. And you silently ask yourself, why can't I control my own mind? The Buddha once taught, thoughts are like clouds in the sky. They come, they stay for a while, and then they pass. The sky doesn't hold onto the clouds. It simply lets them pass through. The problem is, we don't let our thoughts pass. We grab them, analyze them, react to them, identify with them. We don't just see a thought, we think this is me, and that's what drains us. You can begin with something simple. The next time a thought appears, instead of pushing it away or diving into it, just gently acknowledge it. Oh, this is worry. This is regret. This is imagination. Like sitting by a river, watching leaves float past. You don't reach out to catch each leaf. You just see it and let it go. Your mind doesn't need to be empty to find peace. It only needs you to stop following every thought. We often carry a quiet illusion that if we think long enough, worry carefully enough, and prepare every detail, then somehow everything will stay under control. But life has never followed any plan perfectly. There are things we give our all to, yet the outcome turns in the opposite direction. There are things we try to avoid, and they still happen. The more we strain to control, the more exhausted our minds become. The Buddha taught suffering doesn't come from what happens, it comes from how we respond to what happens. When we cling to outcomes, when we resist reality, we create an inner war. Letting go isn't giving up. Letting go is choosing to stop hurting ourselves over what's beyond our grasp. Once, I heard a monk tell the story of a man who kept pushing a giant rock that wouldn't move. He blamed himself, his life, even the weather. The monk simply asked, "Why are you using all your strength to push what cannot be moved? Why not?" Pause. Sometimes, what we need most is not another push, but one deep, gentle exhale. Ask yourself, is this something I can truly control? If not, can I allow it to unfold and protect the peace within me instead? We let go, not because we are weak, but because we are strong enough not to grip anymore. Amid all of life's noise and chaos, sometimes the only thing you need is one breath, not just to survive, but to truly live. The breath has been your most faithful companion, from your very first moment to your last. And yet, how often do we truly notice it? The Buddha taught, when the mind is calm, the breath is calm. When the breath is calm, the mind becomes calm. The breath is a bridge, bringing us gently back to the present, where thoughts soften and the mind has space to rest. When you feel overwhelmed, try pausing. Don't force anything. Just breathe. Feel the air entering and leaving. That's all. Each breath is a doorway back to yourself. Mindfulness isn't about strict focus or effort. It is a gentle presence with whatever is here, without judgment. You can practice this while walking, washing dishes, drinking tea, anytime you remember to breathe mindfully, and then you'll see you don't have to escape your thoughts. You only need to come back to one soft breath and a present mind. Sometimes, life doesn't feel heavy because it truly is, but because we're carrying too much that we don't need. An unresolved thought, a judgment from someone else, an expectation we placed on ourselves. All of it stacks on our shoulders, and we wonder why we feel exhausted. The Buddha said, there is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path, and that path only reveals itself when we are light enough to walk it. Living simply doesn't mean giving up everything. It means keeping only what truly matters and letting go of what clutters the mind. Once, I visited an old monk who lived alone in the mountains. His room had nothing but a mat, a bowl, and a few books, but he smiled gently, walked slowly, spoke rarely, and somehow carried a vast stillness within him. I asked, "How can you live with so little and still feel so free?" He answered, "When you have less to hold on to, you have more room to breathe." And I realized peace doesn't come from how much you have. It comes from what you're still holding inside. Living simply is an act of courage. The courage to say, "I don't need this." The courage not to chase. The courage to choose less but deeper. There are days when it feels like this sadness will never end. There are nights when we think we'll always be stuck in the same spiral of thoughts. But then, one morning, we wake up and realize the storm has passed, not with a loud crash, but quietly, simply gone. The Buddha said, whatever has the nature to arise will also pass away. Nothing is permanent. No joy lasts forever, and no sorrow does either. That's why, when we understand impermanence, we stop despairing in pain and stop clinging in joy. Overthinking often comes from the illusion that I'll always feel this way. I won't get through this. This anxiety will never leave me. But remember, even the emotions that feel so real right now will pass. They are not you. They are temporary visitors in your mind. A monk once told me emotions are like waves. Don't do anything. Let them come and let them go. When you truly understand that nothing stays the same, you stop needing to resist anything. You stop fearing your feelings. You just stay, breathe, and let things change in their own time. Because in this impermanent world, the only thing certain is that everything will eventually change. You've just walked with me through 6 gentle yet powerful Buddhist teachings. Maybe you won't remember every word. That's okay. You don't need to become a whole new person after this video. What matters is that you paused, you listened, and you turned inward, even just a little, because sometimes a small pause can shift the entire direction of your mind. Together, we've learned how to not get carried away by thoughts, not fight our emotions, not grip everything in control, and most importantly, how to breathe, how to live simply, how to remember that everything will pass. If there was even one line in this video that made you breathe a little deeper, tell me in the comments. I would truly love to know what touched your heart. And if you'd like to keep walking this path with me, subscribe to the channel so that whenever your mind feels heavy, this space is always here. A quiet bench, a clear sky, and a gentle reminder. You don't need to chase. You only need to come home. Thank you for being fully present. May you walk through this life with open eyes and a peaceful heart.